Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good day everyone. I'm Dwi Kartika and today I will present my seminar proposal with the title Analysis of Teacher Strategies in Teaching Writing of 8th grade at SMP Negeri 1 Kerjo. First, about the background of the study. Good teacher give good materials, approach and method in teaching. The teacher used the many strategies to reach their expectation. Teacher strategies is the method used to deliver information in the classroom, online or in some other medium. One conceptualization of different styles of learning identify three main modalities. First, visual learning, auditory learning, and kinesthetic learning. In this proposal focus on the teacher strategies in teaching writing. Teacher strategies in teaching writing is explicitly teach students strategies for planning, revising, and editing their written product. In either case, we recommend that teachers model the strategy, provide assistance practice using the strategy on their own, and allow for independent practice with the strategy once they have learned it, based on Graham S. 2010. Genre-based approach or genre approach is a framework for language instruction based on example of particular genre, based on Byram 2004, page 234. Genre-based teaching is concerned with what the learners do when they write. One of the most important principles of genre approach to writing is the emphasis on the function of language and how meaning work in context. And next, about the limitation of the study. The limitation in this research is the researcher applied this research to the 8th grade. The researcher chose the 8th grade because they may be easier identify than the higher grade students. They have not been affected by any external factor that can make the result of this research not perfectly accurate. According to this reason, the researcher hopes that she will be easier to study the writing of 8th grade student of SMP and 1 Kerjo. And next, about the problem statement. Based on the background of the study above, the researcher formulate three problem statements. First, what is the strategies used by the two English teachers in teaching writing of 8th grade student of SMPN 1 Kerjo? Second, what is the problem faced by the teachers and the students when implementing these strategies? And the last, how is the student respond when they get the strategy? And the objective of the study are first to classify the strategies used by the two English teachers in teaching writing of 8th grade of SMP and 1 Kerjo, and second, to know the problem faced by the student and the teachers when implementing these strategies, and the last, to describe the student response when they get the strategy. And the next, about the benefit of the study. In this research, the researcher formulate into two benefit. First, about the theoretical benefit, and second, about the practical benefits. About the theoretical benefits, based on the teaching writing, a grade student of SMP and 1 Kerjo especially need to learn to write to prepare themselves to their future. It is generally agreed that writing is the most difficult skill to master for foreign language students. This is due not only to the need to generate and organize ideas using an appropriate choice of vocabulary, sentence and paragraph organization, but also to turn such ideas into a readable text. It means that the student will learn deeply about the writing. And next, about the practical benefits. This study is hoped to help the education curriculum to take serious action, so that the teacher strategies in teaching writing to improve the learner's ability in writing skill. Because of the study result, the student of a grade and the teachers what the best way to do the teacher strategies in teaching writing. And next above the previous study. The first previous study from Jurianto 2015 with the title Strategies for Teaching Writing in ELF Class at a Senior High School in Indonesia. His research is about strategies of writing instruction as a report by English teacher at Senior High School in Surabaya, Indonesia. And next, from the research from Anna Nailur Rohmah 2012 with the title Descriptive Study on Teaching Writing to the First Years Student at MTS Salafiyah Kajen Margoyoso Pati. This research is intended to describe what the strategies that teachers use in teaching writing to the first year student of MTS Salafiyah Kajen Margoyoso Pati. And next research from Rima Kusumawati 2017 with the title Teaching Writing at SMPN 1 Balong. This research intends to describe the process of teaching writing at SMPN 1 Balong Ponorogo, to describe of the development the component of teaching writing at SMPN 1 Balong Ponorogo, and to describe of the evaluation of teaching writing at SMPN 1 Balong Ponorogo. And next, the research from Argatri Prabandoro 2018 with the title Teacher Strategies in Teaching Writing Narrative Text at SMKN 1 Kismantoro 2016-2017 academic year. The purpose of this research was to know the teacher strategies of SMKN 1 Kismantoro learning writing narrative text, to know how the teacher applied the strategies, and to know the problem faced by the teacher. And the last from Handoko 2014 with the title Instructional Design for Teaching Writing at Department English Education at Muhammadiyah University of Surakarta. This research focused on how is the instructional design of teaching writing at second semester in Department English Education at Muhammadiyah University of Surakarta. Next, about the theoretical review. According to Handoko research, in his paper with the title Instructional Design for Teaching Writing at Department English Education at Muhammadiyah University of Surakarta, the study is aimed at observing the instructional design for teaching writing at Muhammadiyah University of Surakarta. In this research, there are 9 components of instructional design, namely learning objective, syllabus, rules of instructional material, classroom procedure, classroom technique, teacher rules, teacher rules, learner rules, media, and assessment model. And next, about the theoretical framework. It can be concluded that the strategies that teachers use to teach students is very important to measure the student ability in writing. From the research strategies used in teaching writing skill are brainstorming, instructor initiated discussion a topic or question, peer editing, instructor feedback, free writing, questioning, listing, and clustering. The teacher roles are facilitator, classroom manager, instructor, consultant, and evaluator. And the learner role are monitor and evaluation their progress. Learner learn from the teacher, member of a group, and learn by interacting with others. Next, about the research method. First, research type. This research is a descriptive study, a qualitative research which covers descriptive analysis in details that represent the real condition should be put in the highest priority. This research study about the strategies used by the 2 teachers in teaching writing of 8th grade of SMPN 1 Kerja students. This also study about the problem faced by the teacher and the student when implementing these strategies, And the last study about how the student respond when they get the strategy. Second, about the research setting. The setting of this research in the writing of 8th grade of SMP and 1 Kerjo consists of 200 students. And the research object. The object of this research is the teacher strategies in teaching writing of 8th grade of SMP and 1 Kerjo. And next, research subject. To find out the importance of teacher strategies in teaching writing of the SMP and 1 Kerjo students. The researcher takes the 8th grade of SMP and 1 Kerjo. Data and data source. The data of this research is taken from the observation of the researcher in the learning process in teaching writing. Interview notes from the teacher and the student of the teaching writing and the document accumulated by the researcher in the class. The source of the data is brought by the researcher from the following things. First, about the event, second, informant, and the last about the document. Event. The researcher also joins the learning activities to know the teacher strategies in teaching writing. The researcher will analyze and study the participation of the teacher and the students. The rules of the elements are studied too. Second, informant. The teacher and the student of the writing class are asked to give some information which is very important for the researcher data source. They are interviewed by the researcher. Next, about the document. The researcher also does the documentation to get some information and data related to her research. The document can be the notes of the student and the lecturer activities in during teaching writing. The result of the exercise are also these documents. Next, about the technique of collecting data. The technique of collecting the data is by two methods. First, by the observation, and second, about the interview method. Collecting data can be done by taking note to get the information about the learning process and about the classroom condition. Interview is done by the researcher to the teacher and also the students to know response, comment, and suggestion about the method used in teaching writing. Next, about the technique of analyzing data. The technique for analyzing data used in this research is descriptive qualitative analysis. The researcher used an interview model of analysis and involving collecting the data, reducing the data, and presenting the data, and also drawing conclusion, according to Sutopo 2002, page 95. After the researcher collected the data, she reduced and presented the data. In reducing the data, the researcher rejected meaningless data. So the researcher got the important points of finding. It was followed by presenting the data. It means that the researcher present about the data systematically and logically. At the end of the collecting the data, the researcher tried to verify the data based on the reduction and data presentation. Validity of the data. To check the validity of the research, there is a triangulation based on pattern 1999. Triangulation refers to the use of multiple methods or data sources in qualitative research to develop a comprehensive understanding of phenomena. Triangulation also has been viewed as a qualitative research strategy to test validity through the convergence of information from different sources. This theory to interpret and support the data. Okay, thanks for attention. Sorry for my mistake. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.